Welcome. I especially want to welcome the teens, the parents, and the staff who have traveled from Ottawa, Princeton, New Haven to be with us today. I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to introduce these friends and colleagues to our wider North Star community. Today, we're hosting our 10th annual celebration. We are here to celebrate the idea that learning is natural and school is optional. We are here to celebrate those who work to make this idea possible for others. And we are here to celebrate a vision of the future in which every community will have people working as allies so that every teen can imagine starting their lives right now rather than waiting until high school graduation. I'm really happy to look out and see so many new faces at today's event. It takes a lot of work to sustain 10 years of celebrations like this and being able to have new friends each year. But a few of you have been here for all of our events. Thank you. You've seen us come a long ways. 10 years ago, we were just 1 year out from having left our Pathfinder home and name behind in Amherst to move to Hadley and become North Star. 10 years ago, we were in an office space, not an historic building. And 10 years ago, Catherine Gabron was our newest staff member, working just 2 half days per week. That's funny. Catherine doesn't not work for North Star 2 half days per week now. 10 years ago, I had not yet started attending national conferences to share our model. 10 years ago, leading a movement wasn't part of our active vocabulary. But as you know, 10 years ago, we were changing lives. We were doing the right thing for ourselves and for teens and families here in the Pioneer Valley. You know this because, especially in the back part of the room, you are those stories. All you alumni. Yay, Alexander, I see you. But there's a big difference between doing the right thing and leading a movement. So for me, leading a movement begins with identifying people who care about this idea enough to take a risk and then supporting them in every way that we can to move forward. We're all good at the support part. You have supported North Star over the years. You've helped us thrive into an impressive organization. And now North Star has been able to share some of our experience with others and condense perhaps 10 or 12 years into a pilot project or a 1-year timeline. But that other thing, the first part, finding other people who care enough to walk away from good jobs and also possess the range of necessary skills to do this work, that's trickier. In 1996, Joshua Hornick and I had the good fortune of finding each other. Joshua's here. Yay, Joshua. And we weren't entirely altruistic. We were doing this for ourselves to invent our own ideal way of working with teens. That was better than teaching in a school for ourselves. But the initiative came from caring about the teens we knew in school and feeling compelled to offer them something better. I didn't know then, and I didn't know 10 years ago either, whether anyone else would ever feel compelled to take the same action. And I didn't know then if anybody could succeed using our model if they tried. I do now. First, it was Joel Hammond and Paul Scott and Abby Snickus in Princeton. Then came Abby Caros and Andre Morrison in Ottawa. and Catherine Fisher, Catherine Shannon, and Elizabeth Kennedy in New Haven. The third wave involved Ben Draper at Macomber Center, Rebecca Kirk in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Alan Burns in Portland, Oregon. We're now on to the fourth wave. George Popham and Amber Dame in Dedham, back there someplace. Where are they? There they are, that side. And Maria Corse in Canton, New York, who'll be visiting down here next weekend. There are others in Colorado Springs, Wilmington, Ohio, and people all around the country and the world with whom we're working, and some who are just finding their own way into this model. I recently Skyped with a homeschooling mother in Cape Town, South Africa, who wants to start her own program. I told her it's not really rocket science, you can do it. This week I received emails and I'm setting up contact with people in Hawaii and Trinidad Tobago. So I'll let you know as we need volunteers to travel with me for those panel presentations. And just to make this clear, you're going to hear a little bit about this coming forward in the other speakers, but due to the specific energy and initiative of Joel Hammond in Princeton, this year we've created a new separate organization creatively named Liberated Learners to coordinate and oversee and deal with all the consulting and outreach that we're doing for this network. So all these individual centers are members of this new organization, Liberated Learners. North Star, Princeton Learning Cooperative, Beacon Compass are like founding members of this new entity going forward. But what all of these people who have started programs have in common is that they're modeling for teens and parents what we are asking others to do. They've chosen not to work in schools, leaving the security and the social approval that goes with such a career behind. When we say school is optional, people can see that we are a few steps ahead of them. We're not pushing anybody to do anything risky or dangerous. It's like we're saying, you can stay where you are, but out here, the sun's shining, the sky is blue, we'd love to have you join us. There's plenty of room. You're now going to hear shortly from Joel Hammond, Willow Berman, Willow Johnson. Thank you, Willow. Joel Hammond, Willow Johnson, Anna Berman. I practiced that before. I know these people's names. Thank you. And their stories will sound familiar. But the magnificent thing is that their stories are not North Stars. These stories are coming from multiple directions, from afar. It's surreal. I listen to them and I say, but wait, I wasn't there. What are they doing? All over, teens and adults who care enough to support them are finding ways to take control of their own lives right now. The seeds are sprouting, the plants are blooming, the miracle is happening. I'd like to say it's a dream come true, but the truth is, I'm not sure I fully dared to dream it. So I'm really glad to be standing here with all of us right now, together in the same room, and I'm glad you're here to share it with me.